Well, hello, hello, hello. Spiritualist Joseph here from San Antonio, Texas. I've not been on the air because I've not been feeling good. I had some friends that were sick over in Lake McQueen, Texas, a couple of weeks ago, and really hit them hard. Well, it seemed to made its way into San Antonio, and it knocked me down last week and this weekend. And today I'm still not 100%, but I wanted to get out there and say howdy and visit with everybody. Again, it's Spiritualist Joseph the Psychic in San Antonio, Texas, live. I had a question come in over the weekend, but I didn't answer because, as I said, I wasn't feeling so hot. Oh, excuse me. Must have hit something. They'll do anything. Hey, anyway, I had a young lady that she was about 18. I'm going to call her Rocky. Told I wouldn't use her real name, but she wanted to know what it felt like when I figured out what I could do at that young age. Here's your answer, Rocky. You know who I'm talking to, Kansas there. But anyway, it was scary. At times, as a child, I thought, "Wow, what's going on with me?" Uh, am I going cuckoo? What is it? You know, and it's not just me. I have cousins, uh, aunts, and that were like this. My mother did this. We didn't know what it was all about. She wouldn't know what it felt like to me at that age. It was scary. I wasn't sure what was going on, to see things that were coming my way or see things that were going to happen. And to see things back then that weren't going to happen until recent. And there is one vision that still haunts me. And in that vision, I had that vision when I was about 12 or 13 years old. And I remember I was with my wife. I didn't know I was going to be married yet, but apparently in my vision I was married. And there were a couple other people with me. And we were running from the house that we lived in. And things were exploding all around us. And you could hear almost like Pearl Harbor, but only wasn't Pearl Harbor. It was San Antonio. And I could hear people around me screaming, "Why are they doing this to us? Why are they dropping those things on us?" And in my vision, I remember we had a couple of kids with us, and these bombs they were bombs. They were things exploding all around us. I've not had that happen yet, and I hope that one was just a bad dream. But that's kind of scary when you're 11, 12 years old to see something like that. But now that we're talking about when I was 12 years old, at that time my dad owned a Texaco station here in San Antonio. And I remember, I think it was Thursday, it was in the middle of the week, school night, and we would go after school and help my dad clean up, straighten out, and get ready for the next day. Mom would pick him up. A lot of times he would just take the vehicle and go. But this particular day, he would let my mom bring him when she had things to do. Anyway, we're we're done with supper, and I don't remember if I where I went. I remember I was sitting think I was sitting outside on a picnic table. Gotta keep my throat wet or I'll start coughing. What I saw was myself at my dad's station, and these guys coming up to me pointing a pistol. I blew it off. Hmm. Well, I go back to those days. My dad and my brother, it was a Saturday night. My dad decided to go do some late deer hunting. He had a place where he'd done some work, and the man would let him come out and hunt. So my brother and him left out about, I guess, about 1, 2 o'clock, took off to the ranch. And Dad would usually bring back a deer. He'd bring back something. And my dad always said, if you kill it, you eat it. You don't kill something that you don't plan on eating. That's the way the Lord made it, and that's the way He expects it to be. So, with that said, he looked at me, my brother and him, and says, well, you're going to close up tonight. I looked around, I'm only 12. I'm thinking to myself, I'm only 12. I might be as big as an 18 or 19-year-old. I'm only 12 years old, and you're going to leave me here on Nagalitos and Malone in San Antonio? Run the station. Well, he said, you'll be all right. You'll have the keys. I dropped all the money in the safe. So all you'll have is a little bit of change to get by. Change to get by. And most people that come to the Texaco will use their credit cards. Funny thing, they weren't plastic back then. They were little aluminum cards. They were made out of aluminum with imprint numbers instead of them feeling out. But they left. I had a couple of clients or a couple of customers come in. I went out, waited on them, pumped their gas, cleaned their window back them, checked the oil and everything for them. And when I got through with the second or third vehicle, I went back inside. My dad had a small television. And I started thinking, you know what? I'm going to close the bay doors. We had 3 bays, one car wash, one mechanic work, and one was the grease bay. I went out, pulled them down. Excuse me. Just to keep anybody from sneaking up on me through the work area and through the side door. Even though at 12 years old I looked like I was 18 or 20, I was still a kid. Couldn't believe my dad left me there. But anyway, I sat there and I turned the television on, and I forget what was coming on. I know it was one of the comedies, or maybe Gunsmoke, I don't know. But as I watched, I started kind of staring out the window into the bay there, see if anybody's going to pull in. And I had that vision again. In that vision, there was a long black Cadillac. Well, maybe not a Cadillac, but in the vision, it was just a long white vehicle, not black. But in it, there were 2 gentlemen of color, a Hispanic and an Anglo. And they come shooting into the driveway. And the driver, I'm not being racist, but the driver was of color, and he jumps out, starts yelling at me, and he's waving that gun, just like what I had seen earlier in the week. And they're all screaming. They want, they wanted something I couldn't figure out. I'm just staring at them. What do you want? And then I snapped out of it, and I got a little worried. I remember going out, checking the box that we kept in the driveway there where people pull in where we did the credit cards. Sometimes Dad would keep cash in there to give people change whenever they buy. So I went out there to make sure there was no money in it. Come back inside and took all the money Dad had left in the cash box for the cash register for me to use. Just dropped it all in the safe. Hung a sign: credit card or exact cash only. And I come back out, and I still got this eerie feeling about that dream. I looked across the street, and I heard, excuse me, apologize. Forgot which one of these keys would turn off the mic, but as I said, I'm getting over something bad. I think it's what my friends in Lake McQueenie had. And she's on the air there, by the way. Hello out there, uh, cousin Maciette and Abril. How are y'all doing? So anyway, I look across the road and I hear a pop, bam, another one, bam, and I stand up and I look real close. It's a long white car. I see a people. Hello, prima. How are you today? I see that long white car and there's a mess of guys in it. And all of a sudden it burns the back wheels and it shoots straight across from the Sigmore Shamrock across the street into our driveway. Now, Sigmore across the street, Shamrock, it was a dual deal. They had 12 pumps and they had fuel most of the time for 9 cents a gallon, 10 cents a gallon. Most of you can't even remember when it was 49 cents a gallon. We had a war with them one time and our gas went all the way down to 5 cents a gallon. But we could never beat their 4 cents a gallon, 4.9, but we did uh, give it our best most of the time. Anyway, that car comes shooting across the driveway. Boom! I reached in, locked the office door, and dropped the keys in one of the tires that my dad had on display wrapped in. We used to wrap them with these real pretty, like foil paper. Sometimes it was gold, silver, green. They were used tires, but we'd wrap them and advertise them as new tires because we didn't want to leave the old tires out there. But it would just get people, oh, you have new tires here to buy tires. But anyway, so I dropped the keys in there. I went in and sat in the front. I grabbed a cup of coffee from my dad's coffee pot. He still had a little bit there. And I leaned back, and those guys pulled in. The driver was a man of color, thin, had a rough looking face. He hollered at me. He says, "Hey, boy, this place open?" I said, "Well, it's cash only or credit card for gas. My dad had to take my brother home, so I'm just washing the pumps. Uh, he didn't leave me the key to go inside. I don't know what you need," or something to that effect. But it comes down, he said, "Well, I needed cigarettes, and they didn't have what I wanted across the street." I said, "Well, what kind are you looking for?" He looked around for a minute and looked back at me, and I believe he said Newport or some off the wall brand. So, no, Dad locks the office. He leaves me here. He leaves me sitting out here on this chair just to keep an eye on the pumps and do credit card exec cash. So, well, I need cigarettes. I said, "Well, I can't get in there. I don't have a key." I said, "My dad will be back in about 30 minutes, which was a lie. My dad and my brother were out deer hunting. It was already dark. It was about 7 o'clock, I guess, 8:30, 7 o'clock. It's about this time of the year. Then the other guy gets out from the back and comes over there, and he had a pistol. He said, "Well, I bet if we tried real hard, you could get us in there, get us some cigarettes." I said, "Well, if you want cigarettes, my dad always keeps a pack of cigarettes in his box over here where he does the credit cards. I went and opened it, and sure enough, there's a pack of Pall Malls there. I said, "You can have these. They're Pall Malls, but they're brand new." "No, we want Newport." I said, "I can get in there." Well, the driver comes and grabs me, pulls me up tight. Says, "I'm going to tell you one more time," looking on my shoulder into my ear. "We want inside." I said, "I guess he's got a gun. Shoot the window. I can't get in." The Anglo and the Hispanic guy come out. He looked at me. He says, he ain't nothing but a kid. Just leave him alone. Let's go." There's got to be some money in there, the other gentleman said. And the Hispanic fellow asked me in Spanish, "You speak Spanish?" And I said, "Yeah, hablo en español." "¿Dónde está el dueño?" "Pues mi papá no está acá. Llevó a mi hermano para la casa." Told him the same thing I told the other gentleman in English. My dad wasn't here. He took my brother home. Be back in a few minutes to pick me up. Then I could hear a siren in the background. That's when they jumped in the car. I said, "You don't want these cigarettes?" And the guy looked at me, laughed. "You know what? Give me the damn things," or something like he took them. And he left. Was I scared? Even though I was as big as an 18 or 19-year-old person, I was only 12 years old. I was always big. I was scared, shaking in my knees. I apologize for that. I lost my track there. I wish people wouldn't call in like that. Uh, oh, the guys left, and I was scared. Yes, very scared. I went and sat down on my chair, and I leaned back, looking across the street. About that time, another police car. There was already two squad cars over at the Sigmar Shamrock. And I want to say the gentleman that worked the night, I think his name was Tony. Funny thing, my dad would close his station and he'd go over there because they sold beer and stuff like that. So he'd go over there and buy a couple of beers so we could go home. So we could drink a beer on the way home. But the policeman pulled over there and they were there for a while. I knew something had gone wrong. Now here comes an ambulance. It wasn't no EMS then, it was an ambulance. Them long was like to see on, what is that, Ghostbusters. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, something happened, something's gone wrong. Well, this other squad car, Sherry on top, I don't know if you remember that. He pulls in from the south side driveway into the pump, gets out. He said, "Is this place open?" I said, "Well, yes and no. My dad had to run my brother home, and he left me to watch the pumps, take exact cash or credit card, but I don't have the key to get in." He said, "So you're here alone?" "Yes, sir." "Did you see anything across the street?" "Yes, sir." "Did you see what happened over there?" Something like that. I don't remember his exact words, but he was trying to find out what happened. And I think I told him something like, "Well, there were some guys that came flying across the road from over there, and I heard a couple of pops, like a rifle or a pistol or something went off." "And how would you know that?" I said, "Well, I deer hunting with my dad, and I recognize that as a type of gunshot." He says, "Well, they shot the man over there and took all his money, or someone did." I said, "There were four guys. They came straight over here. There was a long white car. I think it was an old Cadillac. There were two men of color and Hispanic fellow, but they didn't call him Hispanic back then, and an Anglo. The guy looked at me. He said, "Well, how you know that one was Hispanic?" He spoke to me in Spanish. "You speak Spanish?" "Yes, sir." "¿Cómo te llamas?" "Roberto." "Oh, okay." I didn't know he could speak Spanish either, but apparently he was like me, mixed blood. But anyway, he went on to tell me that they shot the guy twice. Well, he was alive, but it's critical. They're going to rush him to the hospital. They took all his money. Said, "Yeah, these guys came in, had a gun, and one of them was pointing at me, and they wanted me to let him in the office." I kept telling them I didn't have the key. If they want to break the window, go in, go for it. I mean, I don't have the key. My father took my brother home. Wasn't feeling good. He was going to come right back. He hadn't got here yet. I didn't want to tell him. He was out on the other side of Universal City deer hunting out there. So the officer got my name. He asked me how old I was. I said 17. "You got an ID?" "No, I don't drive or nothing." "Okay." Something tells me you're not quite 17, but all right. Well, as luck would have it, my dad come flying in his old 60, I think it was a 59 Ford pickup, come flying in. And he barely stepped on the brake. Him and my brother jumped out of that pickup, come running over. "What the hell's going on?" I said, "Well, I thought you took Junior home." He looked at me. "Well, he started feeling better, so we just went to grab some stuff to eat." "What happened?" He talked to the officer. The officer told him that they shot the man across the street and stole his money, but that I had locked up the place over here and told him I didn't have a key. It was quite scary. But the point is, I had seen it earlier that day and had seen it earlier that week, but I paid no nerve mind to it. Now, I can't remember 100% of what was said. I can only give you the pieces I remember and what it led up to. And the idea was they asked me for a description. I gave them the best I could. I mean, really, I was only 12, scared as hell. So, yes, ma'am. Yes, Rocky. It was scary. It was always scary to see things and not know, is this real? Is it just a hell of an imagination? I have a cousin. I won't say his name, but he's a psychic. Another male cousin. And I have two female cousins that I know of that are psychics as well. And I have an aunt who is very psychic, and she can also make things happen. Piss her off. She's not one to piss off. However, it does run in our family, and it comes from Native American blood that we have on my grandmother's side. And my grandmother uh, was known to help people in certain ways at times. She was also one you didn't want to piss off. So, with that said, Rocky, your answer is, how did I handle it, or how was it? It was scary. And it was tough to handle. As I said at the on my very first pod, in grammar school, actually I would actually not hang around with the other kids. I would go sit by myself. Now, of course, at PE we had to sit there. I mean, be out there with other kids. But I did as much as I could to stay away from them, because to bump into them and to see what's going on in their life, and a lot of times there's a lot of ugliness, a lot of anger, a lot of hatred. Parents went through a lot back then, I guess, and they would take it out on the kids. Case in point, one who became a very close friend. I'm just going to say his last name was Garcia. And the last time I saw him was about 20 years ago. But we were at PE, and I think we were playing touch football or something. And when I brought him down or tackled him, I don't remember what the reason was. We wind up. Oh, I know what it was. It wasn't that. The coach had told us to stretch your arms out because we're going to do exercise. He was next to me, and when I went like that, I hit his shoulder. And at that moment, I seen his father, which I what I thought was his father, yelling at him viciously, like he's some kind of a dog, and then slapped him. And it was like it was me standing there looking at his dad. Looked like an animal coming down on another animal. I mean, it was horrible. Then I turned, I looked at him, and I could see on the side of his face right here, almost like a bruise where he'd been slapped. Yeah. We became good friends for a while after that. We moved away out to the south side. That was in Midtown San Antonio, right street. I was going to Stonewall. But later, I guess about 35 years later, I was at a HEB there on the south side, local supermarket. And this guy walks up to me and asks me, "Are you Bobby Sheldon? Robert Sheldon? Yeah. You don't remember me?" I said, "It might have been a ton of years ago, but you still almost look the same, Garcia." And he had this little deal where he'd always go like that when he's talking, more when he got nervous. So I knew who he was right off the bat. We talked about things. We talked about that. I remember I went home with him that day that I saw that. I had to meet his dad. I don't know why. What was I going to do? I think I was in second grade or third grade. What was I going to beat up his dad? But I wanted to see who this animal was. So I went over there. And his dad went ballistic for him having a guest at the house without asking permission. And he looked at me. I said, "You're a bad," I think I told him something like, "You're a bad man or a bad father. You hit your son. You hit your son." He told me to get out of there. Don't ever come back. I didn't give a shit. At least he knew somebody knew. Ralph said his dad never hit him again after that. His father was in the Air Force. He was stationed over at Kelly, I think was, or like. But anyway, I just don't see people doing that. Now, what do you do as a psychic? Where does this come from? When someone learns and knows the exact reason, they have to tell me. I still have people that call me a warlock, a witch, uh, although I'm not. I just do what comes to me natural. Family members have come to me. Um, there's my nephew out there. How you doing, Kenneth? And sometimes I'm surprised. Kenneth's mom, my sister-in-law, called me one day, wanted me to help out. Sometimes I thought my family thought I was full of baloney, but I guess not all of them did. And I helped out with a little something that was going on around them. I depend on the Holy Spirit. I won't do anything without prayer or without the Lord's help. I don't dabble in the dark side. I don't do spells for anybody. Hello, April. Abril. It is not who I am. I've had people tell me that I'm very accurate. I've had people call me a fool. It's, you know, I've had people say that I spoke to them in German. I know nothing in German. I know Spanish. Puedo hablar bien en español. Dígame, pregúntame, yo te digo. Hallo, français. Oui, you. But no German. Well, I can say, spreche jetzt Deutsch. That's Deutsch. So anyway, being a psychic has its ups and it has its downs. It has its goods and it has its bad. So with that, let's go into happy birthday today. So if it's your birthday, November the 30th, and I apologize for the rest of you. I've been out sick. As I said, I had some friends up in Lake Queenie that had something like what I've been going through the last 6, 7 days, 5 or 6 days, and it has just tore me up. It just took a few days to get down here. Today I feel better than I have. I called my doctor for an appointment. He said, I can see you Tuesday. And today I feel better. How about that? But I'm going to go. I'm not 100%. Maybe he'll give me something to clear it up. All right, Sagittarius, November the 30th. Happy birthday. Come on, everybody. Let's say happy birthday. There you go. Another big one. There you go. Happy birthday, all of you. I see you're doing good. I hope you're feeling a lot better. I got your message. I'm good. I caught it. Look at my poor red nose. I look like Rudolph. Congestion. It all come at me. They said it's the cedar. I don't know. But anyway, happy birthday. And if you were born today, you need to embrace your your daring ability. You are willing to try and do anything. You're a darer. You'll do it. If anybody dares you to do something, you're going to do it. Embrace it. That's what makes you who you are. Your values. Values are important to you. You don't like for anybody to come back and tell you that what you think is wrong. Because when they do, boy, do you let them know. That's when the daring comes out of you. And your self expression. You're quick to go out on the limb and say what's on your mind and express yourself. Hey, today I'm going to have yellow hair. I'm going to wear a bright green shirt. I want people to know I'm coming. Never mind that they're pink jeans or holy jeans. These people go out and buy jeans and pay $60 for jeans that have holes in them. I wish I'd have kept the ones I used to crawl around in as a teenager playing football and stuff. I could have made money with those things. Can you imagine? Flared jeans, all banged up, chewed up. I could sell them for $60 today, easy. Today, you need to avoid tenderness. That's strange, but it's going to make you look weak. So for the next couple of days, avoid being a little too tender. You tend to get extreme. If you're going to court, if you get pulled over, or someone with authorities coming at you, avoid conflict. Do not have conflict with anybody of authority. You won't win, and it's going to hurt you big time. So if the guy says you crossed the yellow line, you ran a red light, damn, he wasn't paying attention, might let you go. But if you decide you're going to give him hell, he's going to give it back to you. And that brings up another deal. You tend to meddle. Right now, it's time not to meddle with anybody because you're going to mess up what's going on in their life. For the next couple of days, no meddling. I see some people on camera there, but they're not moving. All right, bring them in. Hello. Somebody said hello, Robert. Who is this? Oh, hi. It's my friend way over there in the Philippines. Everybody say hi to Ira. How you doing, Pumpkin? Kind of early for you to be up, ain't it? Or is it late? No, it's early. Well, glad you caught me today. Now, meddling is a bad thing for you right now. For those of you born in this day, try to stay away from it because your intentions are good, but you're going to blow something up be in repair. For that, also, if you were born today, you share this day with a British Prime Minister, Winston Churchill. Now, if you're a couple of years old like me, you realize that he was an important person. Just got home. Oh, you were out with your friends. I hope you had a good time. Were you singing? My friend Ira sings, and she has a beautiful voice. Everybody say hi to Ira. And all my friends, a big hand to you for joining me. I appreciate you. I really do. So today you share with Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister. He was a big hand in World War II. Very big hand in that. Then actor Richard Corina, don't know who that is. And Watergate figure Gordon Libby. Actor Robert Goulman. And singer Billy Idol. Playwright David Manuel. And film director Ridley Scott. And the humorist Mark Twain. So that's who you share it with. Go out today, find something challenging to occupy your time and effort. November 30th is a day of gold. Once you've accomplished it or accomplished what you set out to do, look back and enjoy a good cold glass of iced tea. Oh, I was going to say beer or whiskey, right? Once again, happy birthday to you on this day. And the rest of you, enjoy life. Life is short. Here today, gone tomorrow. Here right now, gone the next second. You never know when the last word you have is the last word you give. Try to make your last words the most pleasant ones. And everything will always work out, no matter what. Faith in God will always work things out for you. I don't have time for another short story. Today's going to be short. I've got a doctor's appointment at 3:00. I might have to get ready to go out there. But I did want to get on today and let you know what was going on, why I hadn't been on the air. I do want to remind you, if you want to send a question, you can email me. It's Psychic Joseph. That's Psychic Joseph, capital SATX, at gmail.com. Psychic Joseph, SATX, that's capital SATX, at gmail.com. Or you can call 210-607-7319. If I don't grab the line, leave a message. Let me know what you're like looking to find out. And let me know if you want me to just text you back or call you back. Same thing on the email. Or if you want me just to bring it up like I did for Rocky here a while ago. May you all have a wonderful day. And may all your needs be met with the Holy Spirit. And if you're feeling sick or ill today, we pray for you in the name of Jesus Christ, that the shining light of heaven shine on you and heal your hurt and pain. And if you and your spouse are having a hard time, stop and take 10 and remember how you wound up together and work it out. It's always better to work it out the best you can. And when it comes to the end and you can't stretch that rope no more, just understand. Hope for the best and work for the best and have faith in the Almighty Lord. 99.99 thousandths of a time, things will work out. Until next time, tomorrow, have a blessed day. May the Lord be with you. Until then, good day.